Let's welcome Penyo Pal.
Great. So I'd like you all to meet the adorable Kristen and Kayla. They, like most girls their age, love Justin Bieber and absolutely hate Brussels sprouts. So Kristen and Kayla's grandparents are coming up to visit soon, and they don't speak very much English. And Dad's been feeling guilty about this for a while now because the girls don't speak any Chinese. And when the grandparents come up, it's a really awkward quiet that's around the house. And he's worried if they don't teach the girls Chinese soon, Grandma and Grandpa are going to feel unwelcome and stop visiting as frequently. So he does what every good dad does. He pulls out his credit card and he signs them up for Chinese school, hoping that they'd come home speaking some Chinese. And instead, the girls actually came home with new high scores because they were busy playing Angry Birds on their iPads in class. So Dad's saying he knows that these girls love playing games on the iPad, and he knows that they need to learn Chinese. So that's why Dad put Penyo Pal, a fun new way for families to learn Mandarin and languages, onto Kayla's iPad. So you'll see here when Kayla opens her iPad for the first time, she's actually able to customize her own Penyo Pal. And this pal is going to join her on a journey where she goes to Penyo World. And today she's going to explore Foodville, because next month's Grandpa's birthday dinner, and she wants to order in Chinese. So in Foodville, we can see we've got lots of different fun games and activities, and she actually wants to play her 3 favorite ones today. So the first one that she's going to play is called Food Frenzy, and Kayla loves this game because the funny graphics are in the corner. So you'll see the little grumpy chef. He just keeps getting more and more grumpy, and it's something that keeps her playing all the time. So we're going to get you to tilt your heads this way to look at the game. We've got some tech there. But essentially what you can see is, I'll shut up for a second so you can hear it. Awesome. It's actually kind of funny. From my vantage point, you're all going. So basically, you can see here that Kayla gets exposed to audio and pinyin and Chinese characters. And we've designed it at Penyo Pal to use spaced repetition so that the way that Kayla sees these characters is best designed for her to learn in a fun and effective way, personalized to her Chinese ability. Another game that Kayla really loves to play is called Crazy Kitchen. And this game is fun because it uses what Kayla already knows best, how to swipe on the iPad. And it also teaches her a bunch of different verbs in a real-life context. So we'll just show you this really quickly. And hopefully this time we won't need you to tilt your head here. OK, so maybe we will still need you to tilt your head. So here you can see that we're learning the word sa, which in Mandarin means shake. And you can't see Raph playing, but he basically goes like this, and it's all about using the iPad in a fun way to get kids to learn language. And the really coolest part that we really like here is that Kayla's actually able to play this game called the conversation game. So I'll just wait for us to catch up here.
Is there sound on it? It was, I had to mute it for the last one, but this one will have sound. Get the sound on.
OK. So here, this game is, Kayla's usually pretty nervous about speaking Mandarin. She doesn't really have anyone to practice with, and she's a little bit shy. So that's where Penyo Pal really comes in. With Penyo Pal, she's got a private conversation buddy in her pocket, anytime, anywhere. So today, Kayla's going to learn how to order food in Chinese from a Penyo Pal waiter. We'll get Kayla to demo here for us.
你好，欢迎你到 Penyo Cafe.
So Kayla has 2 options. She can kind of hear what they sound like. And when she's ready, she can try and record it herself.
谢谢你。
谢谢你。谢谢你。
Yeah, so Kayla's mastered how to say thank you.
你想点什么？
And you can continue on with the conversation in advance is based on what you said. So it's all about giving Kayla the confidence to start speaking her Mandarin and using it right away. And that's what Penyo Pal offers. So with just a few days before Grandpa's birthday dinner, Dad gets a little anxious. He logs on to the Penyo Pal parents dashboard, and he's able to see how many words Kayla's been able to learn, and he's so excited. He's also able to see which words Kayla might just need a little bit of last-minute help on, so he can help her work through those together. And so Grandpa's birthday dinner was a great success. The girls were amazing. And the smile on Grandpa's face when Kayla ordered her meal in Chinese is something Dad's always going to remember. So I'm really excited to be here today because we are the only Canadian startup to be launching here live. This is the first time Penyo Pal is going live. Thank you. Yeah, and as of 2 hours ago, it's actually in the App Store. So pull out your iPhones and your iPads. Please do download and let us know what you think. And we're really excited because at Penyo Pal, on behalf of our entire team, we're thrilled to be able to change the way that families can learn language together. So a short journey thus far in Canada, we've come up with 2 main takeaways. The first is that cute is really powerful. So we designed with Kristen and Kayla in mind, which is the young female age group. But we've actually received a lot of user requests. We've got people who are requesting to test our game out who are of a much older demographic, from 12 to 18 to up to 25, both male and female. So our market's actually a lot bigger thanks to cute graphics. Who would have thought? And second of all, it's important to be clear with educators. So when we set out, we actually are partnered right now with a number of top Mandarin teachers in Toronto and across Canada, but we kind of learned the hard way. So initially, a couple teachers thought we were trying to replace them, and we're a little bit apprehensive. So it's really important to maintain that clear channel of communication between the 2. And so you've seen a lot of startups today. These are just kind of the 3 things we really want you to remember. First of all, it's real-life language. We're teaching you Mandarin in a bite-sized way. And most importantly, you've got a conversation buddy, a Penyo Pal in your pocket, anytime, anywhere. Thank you.
Well, let's hear it for Penyo Pal. Very good, very good. I'm downloading it right now. What do you guys think? Thoughts on Penyo Pal?
Have you tested this with kids, and how far along can they get to in a reasonable amount of time? That's what your use case was, to teach a kid to order dinner.
Yeah.
How long would that take to get them to that point?
So we're quite early, but we have tested with kids, and we're finding that even after just playing for 10, 15 minutes, they're able to start recognizing characters. So like they know that apple is pingua. But we're eager to continue to test further and see what.
Do any of the kids here want to learn Chinese? Who wants to learn Chinese? Who hasn't gone yet? You haven't gone yet? Okay, so will you take him in the back for 1 hour?
Okay.
And then will you come back and speak some Chinese? Is that okay? 45 minutes. You'll do it?
Yeah.
45 minutes
Yeah,
or whatever.
we'll do
Play
it.
with it for 45 minutes, and then by the end of this panel, come back and we'll see how you did. You tell us what you think of the program, okay? Okay, there you go. You have your first student.
Sounds great.
And now you're terrorized. I know. Don't worry. It'll be fun. Okay. Guys, what else did you think?
I'd love to learn Chinese, but it's too childish for me. So it was good stuff.
What do you think, Jose, as a designer? I mean, for me, I would love to play that game and learn Korean and have it be fun and cartoony. Why did cartoons work so much better, do you think, Jose?
My first comment was that the art is great, so congratulations. Getting that is really hard, getting that right. Second, there's people in the audience that are doing similar things that I've also just randomly met or know, and I think it's a great market. I think that, and I want to apologize also to the parents for my explicitive earlier, too. I realize that. For you, it might not be appropriate, but for the kids, this is super powerful. I personally
I'm jealous.
I would probably use it, but I'm 12. I think it's a huge market across other languages. Spanish, you name it, Chinese. Those are the 2 next dominant languages of the new century. So I'm really excited, and you guys did a great job. I think you had some technical problems with that
Showed
kind of
up
thing.
the right way on the iPad.
Yeah, and the metaphor. So I give you a 9 out of 10, and the only reason I don't give you a 10 is because I think you could do better.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
How?
I'm being a Chinese mom.
Tiger Mom.
So first I say a bad word in front of kids.
On fire today.
Now I'm racist on stage. Jason, never invite me back.
Tiger Mom is an acceptable term. We all know what it is, yes. Okay.
Please. On Twitter, vote, do not invite.
Okay.
I would improve it. A little bit of depth and a little bit of... flat is good, and really 3D is not great, I think. But texture and just one level deeper into the aesthetics of it. There's a lot of games that do that, like Cut the Rope does that really well. It's flat, but it has a little tiny bit of texture, and it could be the monitors too. But
Awesome. Robert, what do you think?
I liked it. I went back to German class when my parents tried to get me to learn German, and it was drudgery because it wasn't fun like this. And I'd like to try it and see if I can learn a language. I want to see what the kid does.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that'd
curious.
be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious. So you were matching the verbal utterance that you gave back to something else. How sophisticated is that matching? How good is it? Is it listening just for the tonal match? Is it listening for? Is that your core IP right there?
So the sound matching?
Yeah.
So we're using some open source and some proprietary components. Oh, hello. So we're using some open source and some proprietary components. For that one there, it's not doing tonal matching just yet.
Okay.
So like I can like the
So
point with this
you
product.
could call me a horse accidentally, and it wouldn't actually detect that right now.
Well, I mean, it tries to find the closest words that you might have said. We wanted to. The one we built here really is just meant to get you comfortable with speaking, and you do get better just by having to hear it multiple times and say it multiple times. But the underlying tech, we're now working on to get it to evaluate you
On
and
tonal
correct
match
you.
as well, which is really important, obviously, in Chinese
Are you going
languages.
up against like Rosetta Stone? And
Yeah,
does
yeah.
Rosetta Stone have a
Yeah, they do.
microphone
They do.
version?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's $500 or $1,000. What are you retailing this for? What will the cost be eventually?
The basics are free, and then you can buy additional content at 99 cents a piece. Cool.
So
So
the
you should
language,
short Rosetta Stone.
the learning language market is really crowded, right? Really crowded. What I didn't really see anything besides the auditory stuff that set you apart from the others that I've seen. And I have looked into the difficulties of doing the auditory stuff. Are you doing that locally, or is that sending it back up to the cloud? It's a really tough problem for kids, right? The language models are tough.
So that right now is doing everything locally, because we kind of, if we know what you're trying to say, then the device can do that evaluation locally. On the tech side, if you're trying to be like Dragon, where you're trying to figure out of the blue what is someone trying to say, that you need the power of the cloud to do.
Well, you pick the exactly most difficult language to pull this off in, right? Mandarin with tonal. I mean, maybe you should have tried Cantonese with 9 tones, right? So maybe make it a little harder. But yeah, I mean, I like language things, so you could extend it easily to other languages. And
That's
I
the
would
plan.
encourage you to do that.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. Like, what is it that really differentiates you? And just for disclosure, like you guys are probably familiar with Mind Snacks, maybe, so it's an investment that we made. But yeah, what is it that you think makes you guys defensible?
So for us, what we really target on is kids. We really want to focus on providing that immersion also with the learning. So rather than just only discrete ways of learning, which I think is what a lot of competitors like Mind Snacks and a couple others do, we want to also have that immersion piece, and that's what we really feel the conversation offers.
It's such a huge market that I wouldn't worry about competition at this stage. Just pick a niche and just do your best in it. There's enough
I
people
also
around.
love the dashboard and the for parents. So does a parent get some sort of an email alert, or do I have to go into the app to see that? I mean, for me, it'd be great when London, who's 2.5, if it emailed me just every day or every time she used the app and just sent me a little status report, so when I came home, I could catch up with her and then try to learn some of the Korean phrases.
Yeah, and that's the great part, Jason. You can set it so that you get a daily email, or you can check it just whenever you feel like it.
Oh, so you can get an email sent to dad or mom.
Whatever dad or mom
Yeah, I mean, I
prefers.
think that's the killer piece right there. Okay.
Is there a competition piece to this where you could have two kids competing?
We definitely are thinking on the viral front. We're actually getting a lot of feedback to also have parents on the game too, so parents can learn Mandarin alongside their children. So it's something we're also looking into expanding.
Sort of like the Fitbit kind of competition game?
I love the idea of competition with
Healthy
mom and
sibling
dad. So we
rivalry.
challenge my daughter and I. My wife, who is Korean, who speaks Korean, could challenge my daughter and I to learn X amount, and each night we could practice at dinner. That'd be a super, fun, feature.
I like the competitive issue, and I'll add to that in Hispanic communities, one of the challenges is that we're losing our language, and the kids sometimes just don't think it's cool enough to do it. And it's kind of upsetting to some of the older generation, and it would be great to be able to participate. You're not going to listen to your parents about it, but you might do it there.
On the competitive note, another learning that we found was you guys are all guys, and boys tend to like competition a lot. They go for the numbers. When we've been testing with girls, that's not what they look for. And so just like in terms of anyone else designing games, you have to realize that there are two very different kind of audiences.
What do you find the girls like best?
We like shopping.
Customization and character and story.
Could it just be that you're Canadian, though, too, and you're less competitive?
That's quite sexist, actually.
Wow.
That was for you.
Man,
Wow.
I'm in the middle on this one.
For once, Robert, you're not the one saying something. That's totally offensive.
I'm like, now I'm going to have
awesome.
to come up with something during the next
All
demo.
right. Very well done. Everybody download the app.
Thank you.
And let's get our student. Are you ready? Okay. Half an hour backstage, and then you come up and you start speaking some Chinese, okay? Fluent. All right. There's a gift card in it for you, or something from the bag.